committee side is the Honourable Kola Barnard. I haven't received any other apologies. Chair of the Justice and Constitutional Development Committee, are there any specific apologies from your side?
No, Chair, we did not receive any apology.
Thank you.
Morning, Chair. Sorry, Steve Swatcher. Just to note, I'm not sure if Reverend Meshwe has filed an apology or if he's on the platform. But if so, please note his apology. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Swart. No problem. Thank you for raising that. Honourable Matafa, I see your hand is up.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Chair, and the Chair from the Justice Committee. Honourable Nomason Domotau should be boarding, and she's apologizing for the meeting. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honourable Matafa. We note that. Colleagues, there are no in-depth opening remarks from my side, apart from us moving for or looking for the adoption of the report set up from last week. It would have been circulated to all the members. I would just ask the different secretaries from the committees to possibly just share it on the screen for us. I just want to double check with the Justice Chair. Chair, is there anything you would like to say before we look at the report?
No, Chair, nothing specific from our side. Let's move for the adoption of the report.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, colleagues. Everyone would have received a copy of this. Honourable Manye, I see your hand is up.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I'm struggling with a couple of things. I'm struggling with the minutes. I'm struggling with the report. Here's my struggle, Chairperson. Firstly, I see we were presented here with edited minutes. I don't know who edited the minutes and when did we discuss that minutes must be edited. And I'm not asking for a transcript of what happened. But if I was going to call minutes must be a true record of what happened in the meeting. And what we have, what presented today, is not a true record of what happened. There's just too many gaps. And also what is framed here it's almost like we're being managed here. I feel like I'm being managed here. Even some of the phrasing, and I can give an example. Some of the phrasing here talks to some massaging of the minutes. I don't know why we're doing this. You know, I had high hopes that this is a no-nonsense committee. But if we're going to start to have things like this, I'm going to have a problem. Even the report, Chairperson, I don't know. I'm actually not sure why we decided that this meeting must be virtual. Even the report, it's also couching things in a manner that seeks to maintain a veil of what to call a veil of secrecy, or some kind of making sure that if you read the report, you don't get the essence of the crisis, as it were, Chairperson. And it's got a lot of gaps on its own, that report. I don't know how we're going to do this, whether we're going to go page by page or how we're going to deal with this report, Chair. But I just think that both the report and the minutes are serious substandard. They are a summary, a deducted, not just a summary, a deducted summary of what happened. I'm not sure whether I'm the only one that feels this way, Chairperson, but I just feel robbed by the administration here. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Manye. I see the hand of Honourable Mtetwa is also up. Honourable Mtetwa.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, colleagues. I want to concur with Honourable Manye. I feel the same. These are not true reflection of what we discussed. When you look at the minutes, they close by saying we adjourned on the 18th of June. I don't know when was that. So the quality indeed this time has degenerated to something else. I'm not sure, but I echo the same sentiments. Even the report, yes, I agree. It paints as a one-sided story. It talks about those who did not concur with the establishment of the ad hoc, and says very little about those who said. And I'm saying this with the pinch of salt because if, for instance, what I said that has been trending, could I be taken to court, I won't be able to use these minutes. These minutes would be required to be presented in the court of law. And there's nothing that states such things. So, yeah, can that be fixed, please, Chairperson? Thanks.
Thank you, Honourable Mtetwa. I'm going to give an opportunity to Honourable Dr. Kanyisile Litchfield.
Thank you, Litchfield Shabalala. I think I concur with the last two speakers. An example that I can give, for instance, is that there was opposition to the fact that the speaker initially gave a directive for 3 committees to meet, including intelligence. That is not captured because, I mean, we spent a lot of time with people reacting to why are they not here. Instead, the minutes give us a sanitized reason that all their meetings are secretive, but it does not say that we objected to that. And I think, yeah, the other things are covered. It does not give the spirit of the meeting that there was opposition to both the ad hoc committee and the commission of inquiry, and that some of us actually, for progress sake, said yes. It just captured that line, but it does not say the reasons that were given. So I think Mani asked, how are we going to resolve this? Are we going to go page by page? I mean, if we are going to continue with this meeting and it's a true reflection of what happened before, I would suggest that's what we do, paragraph by paragraph. I know it's going to waste time, but there's no other way I see forward. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Honourable Muela.
Greetings to the Chair and the co-chairs and the members in the platform. First and foremost, Chair, I believe we are aware that we have only 1 hour 30 minutes to deal with this particular report. And as and when members are indicating that there are gaps, I believe they should indicate so that we close those particular gaps within the time that we are given to conclude this particular matter of the report. So on my side, I want to take you to 2.4 to say in 2.4 there is a grammatic error on the report. I'm saying so if we're already discussing the report, Chair, or was still on the minutes, or so that we proceed with your direction, Chair.
Yeah, we will proceed now, Honourable Muela. Thank you. I just wanted to allow the relevant persons to give their opinion before we actually go through the report. I just want to say, Honourable Members, the minutes were circulated, and you are always welcome to respond and give feedback on those minutes. Now, of course, I absolutely welcome it if there are issues that you want to raise here as well. But you are also more than welcome to respond when the minutes are sent around to ensure that everything is captured according to the way you would like it to be captured. I just want to say, in terms of taking it to court, Honourable Mtetwa, you also have access to the entire video as well as the notes and the summary from PMG as well. So that is also available. If there are specific matters regarding the minutes, then we can go through it. The discussion regarding the minutes, as you would have noted on the agenda, is point number 5 on the agenda. So first, we will look at the report as we discussed last week. I also want to say, Honourable Manye, that even though the report does have a very brief overview of the crisis at hand, the aim of the report wasn't only the crisis. It was to get a gist of the problem, an overview of the problem, but then specifically to make a recommendation from our committees as to how we take it forward. So I would like to ask whether we can share the report on the screen. It was shared, but something, I don't know if it's just on my side, but it's now a very tiny little square. If we can just possibly share it again. And then, as Honorable Muela said, we can go, if you have specific points to add, you can tell us what to add. I don't think we have enough time to read through the entire report and then edit every single paragraph together. I worked through the report yesterday upon receiving it. I'm aware that the Justice Chair did the same, and according to me, all of the members would have done the same as well. So we should be able to look at the recommendations and conclusion, and then for specific points that members have. So, for example, the way that Honorable Muela mentioned it now, to say we go to point 2.4 and there is a specific grammatic error or an error of any other kind of something we need detail on, then we can add that accordingly. So if we could possibly share the report on the screen again, I would appreciate that, and then we can work from there. Thank you. So if we could then scroll to the recommendations and conclusion.
Chairperson, sorry.
Honorable Manye, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry to pardon like this. Okay, I was wondering if you go to conclusions. Maybe we should. I don't know, Chair, whether we should go page by page or what, because already Honorable Muela was saying 2.4. But if you're taking us to the recommendations, I don't know how far the recommendations are. So when are we going to get to 2.4? Because I also have something on the 2.4 itself.
Maybe stop there at 2.4 for us. Sorry, Honorable Manya, I'm interrupting you. The reason why I want to go to the recommendations is that we get a gist of what the recommendations are, and then each member can say what their specific points are that they want to amend or make notes on, and we can make those notes at the bottom of the report, and it can be incorporated in the final report. On 2.4, Honorable Manya, I've interrupted you now, but if I may ask Honorable Muela to just say what the grammatical error is, and then we'll come to you, Honorable Manye, to indicate what you would like to add to that specific point. Honorable Muela.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I see on the screen, as compared to my report, there was a press aid between the president, but now has been corrected on the screen. But that was the grammatic error that I've indicated as and when I was going through the report, and also to concur with you that if there is no indication on the bullet with regard to the report, we then that members can identify, we go straight to the recommendations and conclusions so that we pay more attention on it, because it is the one that will highlight most of our recommendation as the members, and that's where all of our voices, as members have said, should be heard from. So because it will form part and parcel of what will be recommended to the House. Okay, that is my submission, Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Muela. Honorable Manye.
Yeah, thank you. The first point here I just want to make is that I think this meeting is going to be difficult if it's going to be chaired from the floor and from the table. I would really want to appeal to Honorable Muela to allow the chairpersons of the meeting to chair the meeting and give the kind of guidance required. It's going to be very difficult because we have all kinds of ideas sitting on the floor, but we're restricting ourselves because we're respecting the table, that the table has got chairpersons that must direct the meeting. So my point on 2.4, Chair, is that the first sentence talked to issues about special leave. I just wanted to confirm whether that's a correct recorder of what was in the public domain. I seem to remember special leave. I see special leave is mentioned on General Sibia, but I think even on the on Minister Mkhunu, it was also a leave of absence. And I know that, so I don't want us to give it a particular interpretation and call it now a special leave when it was reported in the media as a leave of absence. The part you're highlighting, Secretary, is fine. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with special leave. That my understanding was that it was leave of absence, and if it's special leave or it's an interpretation. So if I'm correct that it was special leave, if I'm correct that it was leave of absence, I would request that it must be recorded as such. Thank you, Chairperson. That's all on 2.4.
Thank you, Honorable Manye.
Yes,
You're 100% correct. It is leave of absence. Yes, Chair.
Sorry for interrupting. I think that's how we must record it as well. Honorable Manye is correct. Let's put leave of absence.
Yes, 100%. Thank you, Honorable Manye. Okay, can we please scroll down now to the bottom, and then we're going to go point for point from each member, and then we will note those specific points. If need be, we can scroll to them. But let's make sure we incorporate everything that you've noted so far. Honorable Manya, I'm just going to mute you for background sound, so don't take it personally. It's just
Sorry,
for background.
okay, sure.
No problem.
Sorry, Chair. Steve Swatcher.
Yes, Honorable Swart.
3.1.5.
Okay. Can we just scroll to the bottom? Then we can. I just want to get a show of hands. Then each member can say what they need to say, and then we can go to the relevant numbers. So let me get a show of hands first. I've noted Honorable Swart. We'll come to you now, Honorable Swart. Let me get a show of hands, please. Honorable Manye. Noted you. Anyone else that would like to make a comment? Honorable Litchfield Chabalala. Any other hands, colleagues? None for now. Honorable Swart, you're welcome.
Chair, I'm not sure. I saw the phrase unlawfully V-raise, and it doesn't seem to be, I thought it was in 3.1.5, but if there was those two words, it didn't make sense to me. But it seems to have been changed. Unlawfully V-raise, V-I-R-E-S. I think it has been removed. If that has been so, then I agree, because that word V-raise, I would have suggested just beyond its powers, but it seems to have been amended. So I withdraw. As long as those words are not there, unlawfully V-raise, V-I-R-E-S, which I thought was in 3.15 when I read it this morning. Thank you, Chair.
No problem. Thank you, Honorable Swart. Honorable Manye.
Thank you, Chair. 3.17, what page is that now? 3.17 on page 7. Right, I think okay, when we say union building on 13 July 2020, announcing not his intention, announcing his decision, not his intention, because the decision was made. He announced that there would be this inquiry and the details of it and all of that. So it's the decision, it's not the intention. And then on 4.1.1, I'm just going to talk through my own issues here, then I'll keep quiet. 4.1.
That's fine, Honorable Manye.
Okay. And then 4.1.1, what's that? Page 9. Sorry, Chair, I'm working two gadgets here. Okay. On the public protector investigation of Minister Mkhwanazi, only one set of issues are dealt with here, and I'm not suggesting that I don't know how we're going to do this, Chair, but I know that there are other. I don't know where this came from, but this is not the total of what the public protector is dealing with. For instance, I know that also the MK party had written to the public protector and raised issues different to what is being raised here. For instance, we would have raised as MK party issues relating to maladministration. For instance, we would have cited that Section 206 of the Constitution, Section 206 of the Constitution gives the minister the power to do policy of the ministry, as it were, and limits the minister to be doing policy. But the kinds of decisions that the minister had taken are operational decisions, like stop this, stop that, investigation, and things like that. So the raft of issues that the MK party has raised, maybe the MK party must submit a letter to the chair so that we can summarize them properly here, because we raise those administrative issues, abuse of authority, and all of that, which is not reflected in here, Chairperson. So, without wasting the meeting time, I'm going to suggest that perhaps MK party must forward the letter here, and then the salient features of that complaint can also be put here as part of this, Chairperson. And then that's that one. And then on 6.1 on page 11, yeah, okay, I think it's probably one of the same thing. That was on 6.1 on page 11. That's where those in those bullet points, the points where that's on 6.1. That's where the MK submission must come in, and I will get the letter from the MK to submit to the Secretariat. So that's done. I think those are the issues for me, then, Chair. If we can do that. And then, what's the last one? And then on 6.8, page 13, somewhere, I don't know where to put this, Chairperson, because the report is, as we were saying, the report is highly summarized. Just below 6.8, I just put some draft notes there at the bottom, that part of what was recommended is that this committee must oversee both the work of the Judicial Commission and also the criminal investigation. The issue about General Mkhwanazi reporting to Parliament is captured somewhere. I saw that, but the issue of this committee overseeing and even scrutinizing the terms of reference of the Judicial Commission is not reflected anywhere in here, and it's a matter that was made. We said we're oversight, and oversight, we said is two things. One is to scrutinize and to oversight. But if we are going to be just presented with the report by the executive, and with these terms of reference, we're not going to direct them what to say or not to know what not to say, but we can point out gaps, we can point out all kinds of things, and then the executive must consider those. But to just be given a fait accompli, it didn't mean we're just a rubber stamp, Chairperson. So, and these are some of the things that would have been captured if the minutes were a true reflection of what happened, Chairperson. So, but in terms of the report, I think that substance of overseeing both, that thing must be covered. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Manye. Thank you for all of your comments. I think they're spot on. Honourable Swart, I've noted your hand. I'm just going to go to Honourable Litchfield Chabalala first.
Thank you, Chair. It's hard for me to actually locate where these points belong, because as my colleague, Honourable Mine, said, it's summarized, but I think it is after the chairperson's opening remarks, before the legal opinion was given. If you remember, the chair was even pleading that, please, can we let the legal opinion go on? Because there was a huge discussion that ensued after that. And two things stand out for me currently. One was who changed the directive that only 2 committees are meeting now and not 3. And if it was changed, it should have been communicated to us. We found out that day in the meeting. The second one had to do with how long it took for Parliament to actually heed the call to take this seriously, that there was a lot of time that elapsed between when Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi made the allegations publicly, and when we were actually summoned as committees to meet, and that in the meantime it allowed public dissent, people who were concluded their own ways of who's guilty, who's not guilty, and in the end it actually led to a lack of confidence, more lack of confidence. I'm sure there was before, more lack of confidence in the police services, in us as parliament and as in government. I think it's an important factor to be captured, because like for today, we are being rushed for time, but it's actually not our fault. We took long as committees to be constituted to deal with this matter. So we are chasing time, but it is not the fault of any one of us here. So for me, it's those 2 points. I don't know where to locate them, but I know that it was before the legal opinion. That's why the chair, there was such a huge discussion that ensued there of objections to the procedure. That's why the chair was even pleading at a certain point, please let's allow the legal opinion to come on. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Member. We will then note that, we'll note it at the bottom as indicated. We'll make sure that it's noted and then see to it that it's relevantly incorporated. Honourable Swart.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I, on behalf of the ACDP, also express concerns about judicial inquiries, whilst saying that some do very good work, others that length of time and the skepticism in the public. But I do have a concern as to what degree we as Parliament have oversight over an independent judicial of inquiry. Now, if you look at section 55, it says the powers of Parliament, we have oversight over the executive and any organ of state. But as we know, section 239 excludes a court or judicial officer. So I am not sure whether we are competent to say that we will have oversight over terms of reference over a judicial inquiry. And I think we might be erring in that regard, whilst appreciating the concerns that members have expressed. And I think this is something we need to be very hesitant before we put it into a report, because it may then result in the report not being accepted by the House, given the time constraints we've got. So I would just ask us to exercise caution and just look into that aspect. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Swart. Honourable Breitenbach.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning to everybody. I've been adequately covered by Honourable Swart. I was going to raise that issue. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Breitenbach. Honourable Manye.
Thank you, Chairperson. Can we get legal opinion on that point, Chairperson? Because I think I was very clear that we are not going to tell the executive what to do, but we have a duty to oversight. Now, why do you oversight in darkness? I mean, I have a problem with this paranoia sensitivity that is being raised. So, Chair, just so that we don't have a long drawn-out argument, I request that we get a legal opinion on the issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Manye. Honourable Swasana.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair, and I'm sorry to have joined you late, but of what I heard, I think one has to make it very clear that I know that reading, we interpret things differently. We won't tell what the executive should do, but that executive as well accounts to us. It accounts to members of Parliament. It doesn't give them any right to do as they please, and that we are only spectators. We can't be spectators when we are sent to Parliament to represent our people. We need to make sure that they account. They cannot hide, behind the issue of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry, which has no legal binding at any cost. In fact, as we said, it's a waste of money as well of us going that route. But because of some members believe that it will help, and as well we can't do anything because the president has decided to do that. But history will repeat itself. History will repeat itself. It's not biting. It's not going to give us anything which we can't do. But be that as it may, let's go on this matter. But they must know that at the end of the day, we are all members of Parliament, and they have to account to Parliament. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Skosana. Honourable Litchfield Chabalala.
Thank you, Chair. I don't know if at the time when this recommendation was made, it escaped our minds why we didn't raise it in that particular meeting, and we are raising it in retrospect. But I just want to remind us all the spirit within which this was raised. This was a compromise that was accepted by members because everyone was saying we don't want a cover up. We don't have faith in commissions of inquiry. I mean, some of us here didn't even have faith in the ad hoc committee to start with. People wanted this work to be done by this committee. So that was a compromise to say, okay, we will look at the terms of reference. So if we are now saying, oh, we are not sure if the House will accept it, that might actually be thrown out of the window. I don't know where it puts us as a committee. I think I want to go back to what my colleague Mani said, that let's approach this work as citizens of this nation, as concerned citizens actually, who are facing a crisis. In my language, in Zulu, they say it's like water is coming in through the house. And when that happens, you don't care if it's my house or my neighbor's house. You just come in to help. So can we approach it that way, please? Human beings are not created for laws. Laws were created to make life easy for human beings. So in emergencies, some laws can be relaxed. So I would not want us to take that out of the minutes. It was agreed upon. We are not all here to now come and unamend it and say, oh, let's look at it. We are not sure if this will pass. That would be my contribution, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Honourable Ghana.
Thanks very much, Chair. Just a couple of points. Generally,
sorry, Honourable Ghana, I'm interrupting you. Can we just share the report on the screen again if there's something that the Honourable Members would like to reference? Sorry, Honourable Ghana, for the interruption. You can carry on.
Thanks, Chair. So I was saying that I'm generally happy with the report. I think if there's one thing that we need to put, especially in the establishment of the ad hoc committee, we must not leave it to the speaker to determine the adequate time frame. What for me will be critical is that the work of the ad hoc committee needs to be concluded, assuming that we are going on recess now. The decision is being made tomorrow, and then the work starts on the 1st of September. That it be given a 90-day period. There's no reason for us to leave that particular clause or that point open-ended. Because when you say timely, all the other work are said to be timely. I will prefer that, as I've said in the meeting, that this work needs to be concluded before people can have their Christmas Christmas lunch. We need to commit to that as a first one. I think 6.8 covers the point that Honourable Mani raises, because one of the points that I did raise, you might recall, Chair, I said that you don't want to keep this ad hoc committee alive only for the purposes that there's a judicial commission of inquiry. Once the ad hoc committee has done its work, the committees of Parliament, so the report of the judicial commission will be sent to Parliament, and what Parliament needs to do is to ensure that the recommendations of the interim reports or any other report emanating from the Judicial Commission goes to the relevant portfolio committee. We must not keep the ad hoc committee alive solely for the purposes of overseeing the actions that will have been recommended by the Judicial Commission. That work will then reside with the respective parliamentary committees. And I repeat, it will not be new members of parliament that will be considering that. It will be ourselves. It's just that once we have executed the work in the ad hoc committee, we'll then revert to our respective portfolio committee, which will then continue to provide oversight on any recommendations emanating from the Judicial Commission. And that's what 6.8 tries to achieve, because the worst thing you can do is to keep the ad hoc committee going and working parallel to the commission, even when its job is concluded by the 30th of November, Chairperson. I so submit. Otherwise, I'm happy with the report and just the minor additions. But on this particular one, I thought that it's important that 6.8 be read in its broadest sense, and let's not try to keep the ad hoc going unnecessarily long just because the Judicial Commission is running long. Thanks.
Thank you, Honourable Ghana. Honourable Tsotetsi.
Thank you, Chair, and greetings to both the chairs of the Joint Committee. Chair, I am largely happy with the report, including with the inputs that would have came from other members. The issue that I would have wanted to elevate, Chair, is a reminder that obviously a report seeks to capture the essence of what the meeting was about and recommendations as were presented and accepted. I mean, I don't think that the intention thereof is to capture everything in verbatim. I'm worried, Chair, when you say, and this worry is informed by the fact that when we rise from this meeting, the expectation is that we would have adopted a report which we all know its content. But I would have had you accept that you will be given a letter from which you must be able to deduct what else has to go into the recommendations. Perhaps I did not get you right or understand you the way you are agreeing to what is being said. Perhaps can you just give us a sense of how is that going to work when the letter is going to be submitted post this meeting, and its essence must be reflecting on the recommendations? Would that not be something that is being worked outside of what the committee would have adopted? I just wanted clarity on that from you, Chair, because you are the one that would have accepted. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member. I'll come back to you. I've noted the question. Honourable Chair, your hand's also up.
Thank you very much, Chair. I want to suggest just two things, Chair, before we go for the adoption. One, I don't really think that we need to detail specifics of what a particular political party or a particular individual, a particular South African would have raised with the opening of the criminal cases, the complaints submitted to the ethics committee, the complaints that would have been submitted to the public protector South Africa. Because if we're going to do that, we're going to contaminate everything that we are trying to do. The provision that says the public protector South Africa is confirmed to be investigating a matter in terms of the Executive Members Ethics Act is actually enough. Because if we are to go to the deep detail of that Honorable Nhlanhla submitted on the ethics committee. These are the matters they raised. We are going to deflect in some of the on what we are trying to do. So the point I'm trying to make, Chair, is that to say the Public Protector South Africa has confirmed to investigating the matter against Minister Mkhwanazi isn't enough detail. Now, the second issue I wish to raise, Chair, is that I agree with Honorable Ghana that we need to put, you remember that in the meeting there was a suggestion which was not contradicted by members, which was 3 months. So the 90 days covers that. So I think let's just put a provision to that effect. Of course, these are matters that are to be agreeable or not to be agreeable by the House. It's a recommendation from our side. And I think some of the things that the members are raising are covered in the minutes, including what Honorable Lisflit Chabalala was raising. Some of those matters are covered in the minutes. With that being said, with the amendments by the members, I move that the report be adopted. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to give last opportunity to the 3 last hands that are up. I'll go to Honorable Moela first.
Thank you, Chair. I think the input that I wanted to make was in reference with what the co-chair has just concluded now with regard to the time frame which were made, and which also Honorable Ghana suggested that it will not be correct that we submit a report that will not have determined the time frame which it should be concluded. And then another matter is also covered as a proposal to say, if there is anything that we need to recommend to the House, it should be something that we have undergone through as the committee. We should not have some correspondence which will just be submitted, which we have not scrutinized from either political parties or members of the committee. Anything that should be sent together to the NA with recommendation, it should go through the committee. We should scrutinize such particular submission, agree on the details, and if we agree that we should take it, and then we take that direction. So I'm slightly covered with those 2 points, and those are the ones that I wanted to make input on. And I agree fully with the fact that we should have the time frame, which will be a 90-day period that has been suggested by Honorable Ghana, and that will be my submission, Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Moela. Honorable Manye.
Yeah, thank you, Chairperson. First point I want to put on record that the particular correspondence I've sent it into the group. That's the first point. The second point, Chair, I think this meeting must be fair. This meeting must be neutral. I don't feel that this meeting is neutral, Chairperson. It's almost like we're being railroaded here. Chairperson, if you go to the minutes, if you go to the report, page 9, bullet point 4, the heading of that bullet says Public Protector's Investigation of Minister Mkhwanazi. Then 4.1.1, it then summarizes that this is what is noted to have been submitted to the Public Protector, as it were. These things that are not here are not the submissions of the committee. It's the things that it's almost like a summary of what is the understanding of the committee in terms of what the Public Protector is dealing with. Now, the submission that we've made here is to say these 5 bullet points that are here, as an example, are wholly inadequate in terms of covering what the Public Protector is dealing with. Then we said to save the time of this meeting, instead of going through that letter, which we can if we ask to, we just submit the letter, and then the silent features can be taken. Now, if, for instance, a decision is made that we must then we must delete a lot of what is in this report, and then be consistent and simply say the report the part process dealing with EMEA investigation, and that's within the one line. But you don't. It's EMEA is a particular set of issues. It's ethics issues. But there are other issues like maladministration that are not covered by EMEA. And these are the issues that we've covered, some of us that have made to the public protector. So, Chairperson, that bullet point 4 is what is the understanding of the committee in terms of what the public protector is dealing with. Now, we can't have a situation where the committee is fully aware that there's much more than what is reflected here, and the committee just closes its eyes and just focuses on what it wants to focus on. And then we are actually shortchanging the society. We're not being truthful if we operate that way, Chairperson. And I'm not suggesting that summarize everything that we've said, but if we're going to say the chair of the Justice Committee here said, okay, let's just keep it at EMEA. You can have a bullet then on EMEA, but also have a bullet on maladministration and so on. Some of the things that keep bullet points that will then capture the theme of what was submitted. And I'm saying what we have here is a subset of what the public protector is dealing with, Chairperson. So that's the one point. The other point, Chairperson, is that Honorable Ghana makes a point about next week being recess. I have a problem with this contention, Chairperson. My understanding was that, firstly, an ad hoc committee is there because the general understanding is that the committees are busy with their work, they're general, but you want a specialization of sorts. Now, if you are going to have a specialization of sorts, that's the very first day at work, this specialization of sorts is now going on leave. I mean, what kind of sense of urgency is this? We said there's a national crisis, there's joint committees established and everybody, and the very first day on duty, you go on leave. What is that, Chairperson? I can understand the committee is going on leave, that is in the schedule and whatever, but we've got a crisis in the country. We can't have a situation where an ad hoc committee, on the first day of work, the first 30 days, the committee is on leave. I mean, what is that? That does not indicate seriousness, Chairperson. So I want some ruling on August month that this committee can be on leave, can be on recess. There's fires that are burning here, Chairperson. Yeah, so those are the points I wanted to raise. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Manye. Honorable Swart.
Thank you, Chair. I am in broad agreement with what has been said. I also have a concern about the time of the ad hoc committee, and I agree with the 3 months. But then it brings me back to the issue of oversight over a commission of inquiry, which may have time implications. And I want to make it very clear that we did express our concerns with commissions of inquiry. We have no problem with oversight over the executive when it comes to the establishment of the commission and the terms of reference, oversight of that. But where we do issue a caution, I agree with Honourable Mani, maybe we need to quickly ask the legal advisors, but whether we can have oversight over the work of the commission as they are doing it. Clearly, we will have recommendations and the implementation of those. So might I suggest, because of time, that we could say in 6.8 or 6.7 at the end, where we could just add, as far as is legally permissible. That would be very clear that we confine ourselves to our constitutional imperatives, which is oversight over the executive, oversight over the establishment of the commission, and oversight of the implementation of the recommendations. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Swart. I think to actually add to that, as far as legal, is also that the ad hoc committee itself will detail its terms of reference too. So even though this plays a role as a guideline, that would obviously also happen. So I agree. Honourable Skosana.
Chair, you know what makes this matter urgently, and as well the issue of law will be challenged, and the constitution in this matter will be heavily challenged. I know we'll differ as parties when it comes to that. Hence, I said in that meeting that Solomon Mahlangu was hanged because of the so-called law, and General Mkhwanazi went out and said he wants to see justice being done, not only be done, seen to be done, and the society at large is waiting for us. If the legal opinion comes against us, we must have a plan B as well, because we can't really sing the same song like in the 1940s and the 1960s and the 1970s. We are the seventh administration. We must see this thing succeeding, irrespective of all these other bureaucratic issues which we're gonna have to jump in this matter. For instance, the matter of the public protector, for me, from where I'm sitting, I've got no faith. We went there, we wrote a letter as well, complaining about the so-called suspended minister or a special leave minister. But we know very well that she was a special advisor to him. So for me as well, in fact, we're supposed to say she must recuse herself in that matter. But unfortunately, there's no deputy. The country is in crisis. Because for us to say the public protector will come up with something, I can tell you it will be the same song. The same song which we've seen in Pala Pala and what we've seen in other matters. Because the people are closing ranks here. And I know it's painful for some of us to say these things here. To say we know the end product of this. But we should be transparent. We should go into this matter with our eyes open. We've seen already, there's utterances in the media. The minister has said things now, the suspended minister and the so-called appointed minister. So, we've got a constitutional crisis in this country, and we must accept that. That is not going to be a smooth sailing. We know the Chief Justice Ngobo had his a report. We know what happened. It went to Parliament. What happened? Voted about that matter. So for me, I don't have any confidence in the so-called Judicial Commission of inquiry, because at the end of the day, once there's politics at play here, there's not just justice. The same thing will be wasting our time, and that Judicial Commission of inquiry, they're wasting their time as well. If at the end of the day it's going to end up like what happened with the Pala Pala report. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Skosana. Thank you for your input. Colleagues, with all of the additions made and the contributions made by everyone, can we move for the adoption of the report? Honourable Manye.
Before we move for the adoption, legal people are here, Chairperson. Can they please provide guidance on the issues that we requested guidance on? I know that we've reached and agree with the addition by Honourable Swart, but that is what you call it. It's just to keep things proper in the event we don't have. It's a gatekeeper type kind of formulation, which I agree with. But legal people are here, and they know this, whether we can scrutinize those terms of references or not. Or in fact, actually, they've already given an opinion that our duty is to influence. So they are here, Chairperson. I'm requesting that you give them an opportunity. If they are not ready, it's fine, but they are here. Can we give them an opportunity to reflect on the matter, and then so that we are properly guided? We've got guidance right here with us. Let's use it. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Manye. Honourable Manye, I will ask them if they would like to provide any form of feedback, but I don't expect a full legal opinion now. What I must just say, remember that the final terms of reference will be set up by the ad hoc committee itself. So just in terms of reference, it's not for us to set up the entire terms of reference. I think our guidance that we give in the report will already have an influence on that. In terms of the legal advisory, can I possibly ask if there is specific input you would like to give? We will obviously write formally as well. But I will also then, just for clarity's sake on some of the questions, remember that we are submitting this report once it, and if it is adopted, we submit the report to the National Assembly from where we will then receive guidance. It's the same with the matter regarding going on leave. The Speaker did say when we met a week or two ago that it could influence the recess time period. Sorry for my mistake there. So, Honourable Mani, it was very clear also from the Secretary of Parliament that it must be seen in a very, very urgent light. So we look forward to the feedback on that specifically. Is there someone from the legal team that would like to make an addition?
Good morning, Chairperson. I'm not sure if you can hear I'm not sure if I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible. Thank you.
Yes, Chairperson. Chairperson, my name is Andy. Of course, I'm from Legal Services. I'm with my colleague, Zingi Sazanani. Chairperson, I think you are correct in saying the body which will be refining this work, which is the ad hoc committee itself, will have an opportunity to refine whatever recommendations which these committees are now doing. And of course, Chair, you know that as soon as these committees report to the National Assembly, their life comes to an end. That's why I was worried when the issue was raised about legal opinion, because the first question was, which structure is that opinion going to be presented to? But I think Honourable Swart must be given his flowers, Chairperson, because he is correct in saying, remember, Chair, the ambit of oversight is quite a contentious issue. Not only within Parliament itself, but also within the ranks of the judiciary. And I think Honourable Swart is correct in saying, if we qualify that by saying as far as is legally permissible, then of course, Chairperson, we're not in a situation now where we could be accused of walking in other people's path. So I think, Chairperson, we must accept the proposal by Mr. Swart as proposed. That would be my view, Chairperson, for now. And of course, when the ad hoc committee meets, when we refine terms of reference, we will revisit the issue. Thanks very much, Chairperson.
Thank you. Honourable Skosana, before we move, can I give you one last opportunity for a minute?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Chair, on this matter, we should not be afraid of the so-called judiciary. We are in this mess because of it as well. So for us to say that we are going to only be told. In fact, I wanted to ask you, Chair, the chief legal advisor who prepared that advice for us, that legal opinion, is he? I don't see his name or her name on the participant here. And the question is why? Because he's the one who wrote that legal. If we have question, he must be able to answer us. For us to rush as well, to say we just want to adopt this report. One, let me ask you, Chair, as well. How many members of the ad hoc committee, this ad hoc committee, it will compromise of how many members? That's number one. Number two, Chair, on this issue, we need justice. Because if our law is not going to restore dignity and the public trust in the South African police service and the judiciary, then we are just buying time. Then it's just optics. You know, we need to make sure that we go to the bottom of this. We should not be there should not be anything between us and the truth. Because some of these institutions are hiding the truth. And that's what we must get out of what General Mkhwanazi exposed in these issues. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Skosana. Honourable Matthys.
Thank you, Chair. My apologies for joining the meeting late. I missed the time. I thought it was at 9 rather than 8, but my colleague, Fighter Eugene, has just informed me. So there might be some issues that might have been raised that I did not hear. But what I just wanted to raise, and you'll guide me if this has already been discussed, was 6.4 of the committee report. It doesn't reflect clearly that the speaker initially had given a directive that the committees, it must be 3 committees that are meeting. It was the Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence, Police and Justice. And this was also widely circulated in media via her media interviews and as spokesperson. So that must be reflected in the report, and that subsequently the changes was made. And this was only noted in the initial meeting that we had after we asked questions. I'd like that to be noted in the report. Also on 6.5 and 6.4 and 6.5, it says the committee considered the possibility of conducting a full-blown investigative inquiry, but it was rejected. And then 6.5 says the committees are acutely aware of the need for the National Assembly to ensure the process runs smoothly. So there needs to be some clarity here, and this might have been raised. What is the difference between a full-blown investigative inquiry and ad hoc committee? My understanding is that for us to have a full-blown investigative inquiry, and that is what we discussed in the meeting that we had last week, we need to establish an ad hoc committee. And then obviously the ad hoc committee, we need to have a motion that's presented to the National Assembly and adopted with terms of reference. I was also under the impression that, or not under the impression, but what we had discussed in that initial meeting was that the next meeting we were going to discuss what the motion was going to look like. For example, who was going to present the motion to the National Assembly along with the terms of reference. So I thought we were going to have a simultaneous process of presenting the report along with the motion, a draft motion to establish the committee, the ad hoc committee. That's it for me. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Matthys. Colleagues, with all the input made, I just want to give clarity on the matter that it must be 3 committees to meet together. The process that was given by the Speaker, and I quote it directly, the committees must conduct their business in accordance with National Assembly rules, specifically rules 167 and 227. You can go read those, but we can determine the way according to those rules. Specifically 4.2, to the extent possible, confer with each other to expedite and avoid duplication. Now, as explained last week, the Joint Intelligence Committee, and it's not an excuse, has been or is a privileged committee in terms of so-called secrecy, and you need to go through the relevant vetting for that part. So they have already had several meetings. How exactly their schedule looks or what it looks like, I'm not sure. I just know that there have been meetings. In terms of the instruction from the Speaker, it says we can, to the extent possible, confer with each other to expedite and avoid duplication. So I just want to make that clear that this will also be shared. They will also be expected to give the relevant feedback, and we'll make sure that there is communication vice versa. And then just in terms of the terms of reference, the ad hoc committee itself will determine its exact terms of reference. As I said earlier, and as confirmed now in terms of legal services, we have given certain guidelines through this report, but the ad hoc committee itself will detail the exact terms of reference and can also request the relevant legal opinions for those terms of reference to be accurate. I would like to ask now whether we can move for the adoption.
Before that, Chair.
Honourable Manye.
Yeah, sorry to barge in like this, Chair. Just as part of your summary, if you could respond to the question of the members of the committee, how many are going to be? Is this where does that get decided as to what are we looking at in terms of that?
That will be proportionally constructed, Honourable Manye, so each party would get proportional representation, as I understand it, on the ad hoc committee, and will obviously receive the relevant guidance from the Speaker and the Secretary of Parliament once such a decision is made. Honourable Toteti, last one. I'll come to you now, Honourable Matthys.
Chair, there was a mover in the first instance. I would want to second the adoption of the report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honourable Toteti. The report is then adopted. The mover was the Honourable Chair of the Justice and Constitutional Development Committee, and it was then seconded. So the report is adopted. Honourable Matthys.
Yeah, I was hoping to come in before the report was adopted because you didn't note if there were going to be any amendments or what I raised is going to be included in the report. So is the report adjusted with the amendments that have been discussed?
They were actually added before you came into the meeting, Honourable Matthys. So they were added before. So other members actually mentioned them. In fact, I think Honourable Manye mentioned several of them before you joined the meeting. Honourable Manye.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chair. Chair, I just want to, because we actually don't know what is the report going to look like. This is like now debate, adopting in good faith kind of a situation. So I just want to say, in terms of the MK party, we want to reserve our position in terms of the adoption. We note that what has happened, etc., but we just don't want to be included in people that finally agreed on everything, because we already don't agree. But we can't be obstructionist here. So we just want to say the MK party reserve this position in terms of this report. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Manye. Honourable Skosana. Honourable Skosana.
Yes, Chair. I understand that there's a rush of adopting this proposal and the report, but no, I think Honourable Manye has already said it's fine, But for me, these rush issues, is problematic. Hence there is a variation on this matter, because there's a lot of matters which, for me, are still not dealt with. But anyway, because of time, this time was not enough, and sometimes that's where we make mistakes, of rushing things because of time.
Honourable Ghana.
Thanks very much, Chair. I must say that let's say we note what MK is saying in terms of reserving their right. But then on the same side, they want this matter to be attended to as quickly as possible. I hope as they reserve their right, it doesn't mean that when we get to the House tomorrow, they will vote against the establishment of the committee that will look into the allegations. They are only reserving insofar as the comma and the full stop or the I's that needs to be dotted is concerned. But the essence of a parliamentary committee to look at the allegations, they are fully in support of it. Thanks very much, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Ghana. Honourable Nhlanhla. Honourable Nhlanhla.
No, thanks so much. Am I audible?
You are audible.
Okay, no, thanks so much, Chairperson. I'm using my phone, hence I'm pausing a bit. Chairperson, I was just going through the report, and I'm a little bit concerned because are we not supposed to bring first the motion before the House instead of just jotting a report with a recommendation? And so that members can properly debate and adopt the motion. I think to me that will be the correct and transparent parliamentary process. Because now here we just have the report with the recommendation without even the terms of references. I think the motion was going to clearly spell out the purpose, scope, and powers of the proposed ad hoc committee or joint committee. But at the moment, we are speaking about the ad hoc committee. So I'm asking, not that I'm against the report, and I'm just asking, wasn't the proper process going to be tomorrow we come with a motion, the motion that is coupled with the terms of references, and then we allow different political parties to debate and we adopt, then we move. It is fine how you are doing it, but I think I'm not against it. I'm not saying it's wrong, but to me, I feel like it's going to take us, it's going to delay us. It's the matter of Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, into the whole country ilinde ukuthi izwe ukuthi what's happening. So go tla ba bothathanyana gore re delay re ntse re delaya. Nna ntho ke gopelang ke gore ge ba re tsamaya le ntho gore ro adopt a report, let's make sure before term e fela re boetse gape go parliamenteng ka di terms of references, re boetse gape go parliamenteng ka motion, so that re kgone go thoma ka process ya go inquiry ya taba e re le go yona. It's very urgent. Community emeti batho ba moka ba eme before le fase le tlo thoma go lwa le rena le re parliament ga ijire selo ha re tseneng re berekeng and re se re ba ra delay ke di processes tse re di bona go ja parliament tse ke bona go ka re di tlo re delay nakonyana e le telele. Ke a leboga.
Thank you, Honourable Nhlanhla. So the report has already been adopted according to the guidelines that was given by the Speaker. The presiding officers will guide us in terms of the composition of the ad hoc committee, who will then also do their detailed terms of reference themselves. Remember, ad hoc committee is a whole new committee that is established for specific purposes. They will then determine their terms of reference and also gather the relevant legal opinions. Colleagues, we need to move to the next point on the agenda. So I'm quickly going to go to each member that have their hands up before we then go to the minutes. I would like to ask, due to the questions around the minutes, that we rather ask for the relevant persons to send their input on the minutes, or if there are very specific things that we can add in right now, then we can do so. But we need to move on with the agenda. Honourable Manye, 30 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Chair. Firstly, just on the previous discussion, I just wanted to get clarity on when will the amended report be circulated, so that when it gets tabled, we're not on the same page as people that are not part of this committee. Can we get guarantee or assurance of sorts that at least maybe tonight we'll have the amended report with all the inputs that have been made? Because right now it's just adoption in good faith kind of a situation. So that's on the previous discussion. So if we're going into the minutes, Chairperson, can we then go to page 1 of the minutes? Made some notes here on 3.